I have 3 children in the East Baton Rouge Parish School System. I have 1 at McKinley Middle and 2 at West Del Heights.
I also have 3 kids in East Baton Rouge Parish School System. My oldest son is at Baton Rouge High. I have a daughter at Glasgow Middle School and a 4th grader at Baton Rouge Center at Visual and Performing Arts.
Well, I live in the area. I live in the pullout zone. So a year ago, I saw the notice for local schools for local children having their open town hall meeting, and I went and immediately had a nervous breakdown walking out of the place because I was very fearful of what was going to happen. I thought it was a novel idea at the time, and then the more we looked into it, didn't have that same feeling. Mm-hmm. And then I started making phone calls to parents I knew who lived in the area and parents at my school, and I think Terri probably was one of the ones who came on board then, and we kind of slowly over the first few weeks kind of all came together.
I was at registration at Baton Rouge High for my oldest son, and my school board representative was there, and I was asking her position on this proposed Southeast pullout district, and I didn't get the answer from her as firmly against it as I would have liked. I'm not in the pullout area, but I did know that we're stronger together than we are separated. And I also knew that there would be financial consequences to the schools that my children attend if we took out the richer segments of the parish and out of our tax base. I knew that there were also some construction bonds that my side of the parish had not fulfilled, had not received any of the new buildings, but the opposite end of the parish had. So I was concerned that they would leave before the projects were completed for the entirety of the parish. Mm-hmm. Like once their buildings were completed, they would be gone, and we would pay the bill and have no money left for buildings on my side of town. Mm-hmm. So that was my. Mm-hmm. I was also concerned that the children that went to the district-wide magnets that my children went to, their friends who were in that pie. Mm-hmm. Would not be on the same educational path that we had all chosen for our children at the beginning. It was not fair to me that they would be locked out of the wonderful magnet programs that we had all invested our children in. And I didn't want to lose my children's friends.
Mm-hmm. When I first started, I kind of had the thought of, okay, let them do it. My kids have me, and we're going to be fine, and if this happens, it happens. More tied to my kids than I am to my house. We'll just pick up and move. I'll move somewhere where my kids can still go to the school that they go to and keep their friends and that kind of thing. But then the more we looked at it, we realized that you can't do that, that even if I pick up and move, I'm still impacted, that the whole parish is going to be impacted, that the educational system is going to be losing money. There's no guarantee that if this segment pulls out that there will be any GT programs, magnet programs. There's no guarantees at all of what will be left with EBR. And especially now after Dr. Richardson's report has come out, I believe he's said one breakaway, East Baton Rouge Parish may be okay, but you get 2 and East Baton Rouge Parish is going to be devastated. That may not be a direct quote, but it was something along those lines. And once we started seeing that, it was like, okay, well, that's when you have to stand up and fight. So quickly for me and for a couple of the other people that I spoke to, it turned from not necessarily wanting to do what was best for just my 3 children, but for the other 46,000 kids in East Baton Rouge Parish who no one was thinking about. Mm-hmm. So
I also always thought from the beginning that if one segment, if we kept losing 15% chunks, that the domino effect, eventually our entire city would be sliced up. And there was, at the beginning of this Southeast, there was a not Southwest, but they were calling South Baton Rouge area that has, luckily, no racket's been made about that lately. Mm-hmm. But I did feel like if one part of the community goes, it's just a matter of who gets out first and who's going to get left with the bill. It's like a buffet line. Everyone goes through, and the people in the front take all of the premium dishes, and the ones at the end not only get left with the scraps, but they get left with the bill as well. And I feel like that was the path that these independent breakout districts were going to set up EBR from. And I went to elementary school. I started at Villadore Elementary, Broadmoor Junior, Lehigh. I've lived all over this city, and it's a city. It's not a group of neighborhoods competing against one another. We're a community.
Yeah, I feel the same way.